Okay, so hello everyone. This is day 2 of Django REST framework, right? So in the last video, we have discussed about so many things. Okay, about API, RESTful API, web services, SOAP-based web services, RESTful web services. Okay, and we have discussed about this get, post, put, batch, delete. So these are nothing but these are the HTTP verbs. Okay, so let's try to understand it in detail. Okay, so what we have to discuss, HTTP verbs. Okay, so what are the HTTP verbs? So the HTTP verbs are like get, right? Second one is post. The third one is put, right? And the fourth one is, you can say, patch. And the fifth one is delete, right? Now the question is, what's the meaning of this get? Okay, so what is this get? So get means to get one or more records. Okay, if you want to get one or more records, so then you will use the get. Post means whenever you want to create a new resource, then you will use the post to create a new resource, right? And what's the meaning of put? Put means to update a resource. Okay, so if you want to update the resource, so we will use the put. Next one is patch. Patch means also update. For example, in your column, in your table, if you want to update all the table columns, then you can use the put. And if you want to uh, like update only one or two columns, then that time you will use patch. Patch is for partial update. Okay, partial update. So that is nothing but partial update. Just change like employee number, salary, etc. Next is delete. Delete means to delete the resource. Simple. Delete, to delete a resource, right? Okay, now let's understand what's the difference between CRUD operations and HTTP verbs. So HTTP verbs versus database CRUD operations. Okay, so in the CRUD operation, what we write? So in CRUD operation, we have C, then we have R, then we have U, and then we have D. So C means create, okay, and R means read, and U means update, and D means delete. Okay, so when we talk about like whenever you want to create a record in the database, so we use this database CRUD operation. Similarly, we have HTTP operation which is post. I mean HTTP method which is post. Okay, it is similar to create. For read, we have get method. For update we have put, and another is for update which is for partial update which is fetch. And for delete, we have delete itself. Okay, so now let's try to understand one more thing, which is web web services provider versus web consumer. Okay, so web service provider means, for example, there is a payment gateway. Okay, so let's suppose there is one payment gateway. Okay, and this payment gateway is used by the payment gateway facility which is provided by the Google that or UPI that is used by Book My Show web application. Okay, so Book My application, I mean Book My Show is a different platform, and this payment gateway is a different platform. Okay, both are two different companies. All right, so this payment gateway, it is providing its facility to Book My Show company, right? So it means who is the service provider? The service provider is payment gateway. Okay, so this payment gateway is a service provider, and web service consumer. Who is the web service consumer? This Book My Show is the consumer, right? Now hope you're understanding. So web service provider is there and web service consumer are there. Okay, so with the help of API we can communicate to two different platforms. Okay, API provide what interface to communicate between two different person or two different applications. So it means the application which is providing web services, it's called web service provider. Okay, so this is the first point. The second point is the application, which is consuming web data through web services, is called as web service, right? For example are Book My Show app, payment gateway app. Okay, so Book My Show application has payment gateway app to complete our booking. Book My Show. So Book My Show will communicate with payment payment gateway application, right? Hence payment gateway application acts as a web provider and Book My Show can act as a web service, right? Okay. So these are the small concept I was telling you. Now let's try to create the project. Okay. So let's create the project without API. So the project name is application one Django view function and HTML response. Okay. So we will create one view function which will send the HTML response. Okay. So what we will do basically, We will just open the VS Code. Okay, and here let me just create a folder here. Okay, DRF-01. So this is the second video, so that is why I'm writing here DRF-02, right? Okay, so here we will create our project. Okay, so right here Django admin start project. Okay, we are not using REST API right now. We are creating the project without REST API first. So Django admin start project without REST. Okay, without REST. So without REST folder created, just cd without REST. Okay. So after that, what we have to do, create the application. So py manage.py start app test app. Okay. So these are the steps we have to follow to create the application. Okay. So after that, what we will do, add application in settings.py. Okay. So let's add it. So let's go into the VS Code, go to the settings.py. So in the settings.py we have installed it. Just go to the installed app, right here, test it. Now what we have to do the next? Okay, so what we have to do? Django view function to send HTML response. So HTML response is very easy to send. So how to send? We'll go into the views in the test tab. It is a view, and in the view we will write the function. Okay, so here we will write the function, and our function name will be like def emp data underscore view. This is the request, right? And here we will write dictionary data emp underscore data. So we'll create, this is for dictionary, and in dictionary key and value pair are there, right? So what we will do, we will write the employee number as a key, right? And the value is what? Employee number, let's suppose 101. Second is e name, and e name is, let's suppose, Nobita. Okay, next is e cell. The e cell is 12,000, and e address. So e address is nothing but by, right? Okay, so let's display this data. Okay, so this data we have created, let's display it. So for displaying it, I'm using fstring with triples. Okay, so this is what fstring I'm using, and here I will write, okay, employee number, right? So employee number is what? Employee number is e number. So let's write here e number. Okay, so but this e number is not directly there, but it is inside the dictionary. So how to access the dictionary data? Just write the dictionary name emp data, and inside this just write the key name. But can you see our key is string? So let's give here single quotation. That is good. Okay, now next we have to access employee name. Similarly, we will write the dictionary name, and then we will write the e name, right? And next is employee salary, and here we will write emp underscore data e cell. Okay, emp underscore data, and then e address, right? And store this like data in a variable. So the variable name is, let's suppose, response is equals to this. Okay, into the response variable we have stored this data. Okay, now return this response. So return http, but for http we need to import http. So from Django.http import http response. So http response, and here we will return this response, correct? So if you want to make it in h1, you can keep it in h1, right? Okay, so for this, in order to call this view data, we need to create one URL. So in URL, we will create URL in urls.py, and first we will access the view from Django, not Django, but from desktop, import views, right? And here we will write path API, okay, and we will write views dot employee view, employee data view. Okay, so now we can run the server. Py manage.py run server. Okay, just click on this URL and search here API endpoint. So this data is coming, but I don't want this data in this format. So what we can do, just remove this h1 and h1 from here. Okay, no worries, keep the h1. Here what we can do, we can write the vr. Okay, so break the, so line break we can write. Okay, so our data is coming like this. Okay, so this is the API which is not following any REST principle. Okay, it is bringing just the dictionary data, right? Okay, so here what response we are sending? Here we are sending the, we can say, string response. Okay, so can you see here? Okay, so this is what f string, and we are sending this f string response. But what I want, okay, so let me just write here views.py code. So the views.py code is this. Okay, and next it's got urls.py, and in the urls.py code, what we have written, let's keep the code here. Okay, so what I want, whatever JSON data we are sending, whatever string data we are sending, na string, or we can say dictionary data we are sending. So this dictionary data I want to convert into JSON. I want to send the JSON data. Okay, so in order to send this JSON data in Python, we have inbuilt module. Okay, so let's understand that inbuilt module. So that Python contains inbuilt module. Okay, that is known as JSON. Okay, and in the JSON module, we have two functions. One is dumps, okay, and the second function is loads. So there are two functions in JSON module, which is dumps and load. So what this dumps do? So dumps means to convert Python dictionary to JSON, right? And loads means it converts reverse to convert JSON to Python dict, right? So in this way it works. Okay, so now what we have to do? Django view function send HTTP response with JSON. Okay, now we will send the JSON response, I mean JSON data to the end user. Okay, and JSON data can be understood by the different applications as well. So in the views.py, we will create one more view. Right. So let's create one more view in the views.py. So okay, so let's create a new view here, which is def employee data JSON view. Request parameter. Let's create one dictionary here, like this. And here the employee is 2, name is Doraemon, the salary is 15, right? So what I will do, I will convert this dictionary data into what JSON, right? Dictionary to JSON by using what? What can I use for this? For that purpose, I can use the term terms. So there is a terms method which we can use. So you can write here JSON dot terms, right? So where is this JSON? It should be import. So import JSON, and this we will store in the, okay, what we want to dump means whatever data we want to convert into JSON data, we have to write the name emp underscore data, and this is called JSON underscore data. Now return the response. Return HTTP response as what? JSON data. Okay. So for this, let's create the URL. So the URL is, you can say path API JSON / views dot, let's write here comma first. So views dot JSON view. Okay. Now let's see here. So this is what API which is coming the string or dictionary response. But let's bring the API JSON. Okay, so can you see this is the API response coming? So let's install one extension, JSON view JSON formatter extension, Chrome extension. Just install this, so it will give you a great feeling. Okay, okay. So anyway, we can refresh this. It's not came yet. Okay, I think I need to now open the browser once again. Okay. Why still it is not showing JSON formatter? So what it is saying? Okay, anyway, I don't know why it's not working actually, but API JSON. So we are getting this data from here. Okay, the same thing you can see in the command, means this response you can see in the CMD as well if you want. Okay, so this is what CMD is, and DRF D. Okay, we are already inside the DRF, so we can install here pip http py. Okay, so what's the module name? Okay, so we missed the command pip install http to see the JSON response here as well. Okay, and do one thing, just copy this URL http. This is the URL we need to copy first. Okay, then go to the second terminal, and okay, it is still installing. Okay, so now let's clear the screen. HTTP, and now paste that copied one and press enter. Okay, so we have to write here API JSON. Okay, so can you see this response is coming? Okay, so we are sending the request from CMD. Earlier we are sending the request from where? From the browser, but we are able to send the response from the CMD as well. And can you see? Okay, so what's the code we are getting here? 301. 030 means one means the response didn't get successfully. When the response will get, so here the success code will be 200. So there is a mistake we have done. The small mistake which we have done, which is we have written the correct URL and endpoint, but we forgot to add the forward slash in last. Okay, so that is why it's the error. So let's copy it once and paste it again. So let me just copy it and paste it here and forward slash. So now you can see here what is the success code? 200. It means okay. And can you see the response is coming? Like address, name, number, and salary. It's showing. Means it is bringing the response. Okay, so let me just write the view code. Let me just copy this view and let's just go here and paste it. The next thing is the URL. So the URLs we have created. Which URL? We have created one URL path, and then API JSON right now, and then we have So just right here. Okay. So this URL we have created. Now what we have to do basically, we have to send the directly JSON response. Earlier what we have done, we have done this Django view function send HTTP response with JSON data. Means we have converted our JSON data, we have converted dictionary to JSON data. But now we will send the direct JSON response. So direct JSON response means Django view function send JSON response directly. So let's update the view. So do one thing, just do one thing. Okay, I think I have removed that view from here while pasting it. Mhm. So keep the JSON view here, there also. Mhm. Let's copy it and paste it here because I have removed that. So let's do one thing. Just copy this, complete, and paste one more time. Okay, sending direct JSON. So this is we will say this is the view 2. Okay, and this is the 3, and here is what Gian, whatever. Okay. 18,000. It's suppose Delhi. So we are not converting, but we will send the direct. Okay, so in order to send the direct, we will use the JSON. We will import the JSON. Okay, we will import which response? JSON response. So from Django dot HTTP import which response? JSON response. Okay, so what we will do now, we will not use the dump function here. We will use the JSON response. Okay, so we will not use this. Directly we will return the JSON response. Oh, okay, so we will write here JSON response, and here we will write emp underscore data. Right, for this view 2 we will create one URL. Right, so path API JSON 2, and here we will write views dot JSON view 2. Okay, now let's try to run this. So py manage dot py. Okay, not here, it's already running here now, it's already running. So let's just copy the earlier path because it brings the response now. So let's try to fetch the response here. I mean, I just want to take the URL, this. Let me just copy this and come here on new terminal. Let me just clean everything, and we will write here HTTP and then we will paste this. Okay, and the endpoint name API. What's the endpoint name? API JSON 2 forward slash. Yeah, so it is bring the data address JSON that, and this is direct JSON response, right? It is not we are converting dictionary to uh, JSON using the dump, but directly it is converting, right? So in the URL also you can see here localhost 8000, okay, API JSON 2. Okay, so can you see here? This is the proper JSON response. Okay, so let's suppose if I'm writing here localhost 8000 and API JSON, but this JSON is what converted JSON. Okay, that is why that extension is not working. JSON format extension is not working here because we have converted it using the dump function. But here we have shared this directly through the JSON response, right? So this is the difference. Okay, so that's all for today, guys. So thank you for giving your valuable time. In the next video, we will learn more about like this DRF, and we will learn how we can convert like JSON to dictionary data. Okay, because we have seen dictionary to JSON, but we will see dictionary JSON to dictionary as well. Okay, so thank you everyone for giving your valuable time. And let me just keep the code here also, like views.py, we have to update with the new function. So let's just copy it. Okay, but why we are giving this much space? Remove it, copy it, and paste it here. The endpoint we also created, which is this. Okay, so that's all for today, guys.